A good parenting plan is something that the parents create themselves with the guidance of professionals who do this all the time. So, what do I mean by that? Parents can sit down and can, if they are able to talk with each other, sit down and talk about a parenting plan that works for their children. How do they want to handle access time with each child? Does it look different? Does it look the same for each child? How do they want to handle things like nutrition or doctor's appointments or dentist appointments? How do they want to handle who goes to school for what activity? How are they going to handle discipline in both households? How are they going to handle, all the little things like clothes and all that kind of stuff? So parents, if you can sit down and do that with your co-parent, awesome. I applaud you and I congratulate you. Not everybody can do that. And that's when you talk about professionals. And I will tell you, even if you do get along, I'd still run it by a professional because sometimes we see problems that you don't see coming just because we've been doing this for so long and we know that living under a custody order is very different than creating it. Let me give you an example. I had one amazing set of parents that agreed that they were going to exchange the children on Christmas morning after opening their presents. What does that mean? Well, as the kids got older and older, they started sleeping in more on Christmas Day. All of a sudden, they weren't getting up until 2, 3 in the afternoon and opening their presents. So when did they go to the other party? At 3, 4 after opening the presents or morning? If you are a qualified family law attorney, you would have seen that coming a mile away. You always put a default time in there. It's always easy to, change it on a particular year or if something's happening, but you always put a default time in there. So even when you can work things out, and you should if you possibly can, talk to a family law attorney, help you figure it out, because the more detail that's in your parenting plan, the more you think out in advance, the more money you're going to save down the line, the less fights you're going to have down the line. The more detailed the parenting plan, the more clarity for everyone.